Right now at 5, some residents in southeast Kansas can expect an electric rate increase.
And we've got a chilly start with even some frost and freeze advisories this morning, but we will be warmer today than we were yesterday. Details in the forecast to get you out the door coming up.
Plus, some families and child care providers in Joplin feel the financial impact from state subsidy delays.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Noe.
I'm Chris Warner. It is now Friday, November the 15th. Happy Friday, everybody. It's finally Friday.
Always
now
a
it
good
really
day.
is Friday.
Yes.
It's tried to be Friday like the last 3 days, but it's actually Friday today. So welcome. Thanks for sticking with us the whole week. We've made it. You've made it with us.
That's good feeling.
It is. Yeah. It is fantastic. It is great to get to the weekend. I know not everybody has weekends off. We've been there. Yeah. We know what that's like. We know sometimes, it's Happy Friday. It's like, hey, take your Friday and shove it because it's not your Friday. Sometimes it's a Monday.
Sure.
But whatever kind of day it is for you, hopefully it'll be a great one. And we've got some great weather for you this morning. Well, not this morning. Sorry. Later today. This morning, it is cold outside. Cold. Let's take a quick look outside. Downtown Pittsburgh, those Christmas decorations definitely feeling at home this morning as we've got temperatures back into the 30s. MoDOT camera 20th and range line. Now looking back to the north, looks pretty good so far as well. This is what I was talking about. We have frost advisories in northeastern Oklahoma and a freeze warning in Benton County. All of these run through 8 o'clock this morning, so something to just keep in mind out there. Might need to do a little scraping on the car. Probably not too much, but nonetheless, still. All right, it's going to warm up, though, and that's we've talked about this before, because this isn't the first time it's happened. That's what I love about weather sometimes. This is our coldest morning so far this week, but it's going to be one of our warmer days this week. That's how the world works. All right, by noon today, low mid-60s out there. We'll have a south breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. But as you see, as we end the afternoon and evening, not much change. Looking good. Clear skies will continue. Quick look at those temperatures. 37 in Joplin, 36 in Pittsburgh, and across the area again, it is chilly out there. We've got low, mid, upper 30s, and look, Iola Yates Center, Chanute, sitting in the 40s this morning. You guys are basking in all the warmth up there at 41 degrees. Kids getting on the bus this morning. Clear skies, about 39. Winds expected to be calm, but they'll pick up again a bit this afternoon out of the south, 5 to 10. 66 when that bus brings them home, and that's where our highs are headed. Upper 60s, maybe even a couple of low 70s. Clear skies through the afternoon and evening hours. We're going to be a little milder tonight, and even more so as we head into the weekend ahead of rain chances and, of course, that Arctic blast. Details on all that in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
Chris, thanks. Well, 2 Carthage residents die in a crash on I-49 near Jasper. Authorities say the crash happened Wednesday afternoon when a driver traveling south on the interstate fell asleep at the wheel, almost coming to a stop. A pickup then rear-ended the vehicle at highway speeds. There were 4 people in the passenger car. 2 were taken to Joplin hospitals and 2 died at the scene. Veronica Azucena Mariquin Chavez and Eric Francisco Vasquez Mariquin. The driver of the pickup was not injured. To be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, Missouri is facing a growing crisis in its child care system as delays in state subsidy payments continue to affect both families and providers. Now, some low-income families rely on subsidies to afford daycare. However, with payments lagging due to a glitch when the state switched systems last year, many daycare centers have been forced to either raise fees for families or, in some cases, shut their doors entirely.
My husband and I decided that, unfortunately, even though it's something that's very needed in our area and it really helps the parents out, if all the centers are shutting down, it's not going to be helping the parents. So we offer some privately funded scholarships, but I decided to opt out of subsidy because of the issues that are going on.
Along with the funding challenges, Swinford also points to an overwhelming amount of paperwork and mandatory classes tied to these subsidies. Arma residents and business owners will see an increase in their electricity rates. KOAM's Melissa Alexis has more on the reasons behind the rate hike.
I'm not over the moon like
Laura Pryor is a small business owner in Arma, and she's not looking forward to the electricity rate increase. But she's focusing on ways to minimize costs in her business to make up for the electricity rate increase.
to help keep our costs down so that we can compensate with rising costs overall for expenses and energy. We make our as much as we can homemade, such as our chili.
In a 3-to-1 vote by the Arma City Council, they voted to increase Arma's electricity rate by 1.5%. This will go into effect in 2025.
If it had been applied to my bill this month, it would have increased it by $1.24, $1.24 for the 950 kilowatts. So it's not, as you see, a huge increase.
Arma City Clerk Betty Lesson says the money will benefit the Arma community. She says one of the expenses the money will go towards is paying for the repair of the city pool.
This money is not spent on raises. It's not spent on outside frivolous items. This money goes directly to the city and stays here and benefits all of us in the long run.
While Pryor says she doesn't necessarily support an electricity rate increase,
But I'm not against it, and I can understand the reasoning behind it.
she believes the rate increase is necessary for the city to make its payments.
There are more than likely behind the scenes things that the community is not aware of that the city's having to pay for, or that they are needing to cover expense-wise, and so you adjust where you can make that revenue up.
The city clerk encourages community members who have questions about the rate increase to come to the city council and learn more about how it will be used. Reporting in Arma, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Now, the rate will increase by 1.5% next March and then by another 1.5% next November. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Pitt State football previews its matchup with Northwest Missouri. We'll have those details. Plus, Santa Claus begins answering letters from around the world at a post office in Germany. And we have a warm and sunny day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Well, after National Signing Day took place Wednesday, a couple of local softball players continued the trend yesterday by committing to play at the next level. We're going to start in Liberal. Jordan Goodell signs this yesterday afternoon, to continue her career right here in the 4 states at Crowder. Goodell has received all-state honors in each of her first 3 high school seasons. As a junior, she was named a first-team all-state pitcher and helped lead the Bulldogs to a district championship.
It's always just kind of been home to me. Both my parents went there. That's actually where they met. Mom was playing basketball, Dad was playing baseball, and I've just kind of grown up, and we've always rooted for Crowder, and just going on the visit, I just felt like home, and I'm just excited to be there. Right now Brandy's taken over, and I'm excited to see what it'll bring now.
Over in Frontenac, Maddie Call signed yesterday afternoon to join Mid-America Nazarene University in Olathe, Kansas. She's going to play softball there. As a junior, Call received second-team All-State honors, and of course, she was a huge part of leading the Raiders to a state championship, but she needed to overcome adversity just to get to this point.
So I had 2 shoulder surgeries back to back, and I actually got cleared the Friday before practice started. That was my throwing program, so I had to work through it, get my arm back. Coach was really great helping me work through that, but finding my arm back and then just pushing through it mentally was a really tough thing to do. Probably since 10U. I know we've always dreamed of playing the big schools, and that it's just pretty neat to finally get to do it.
Pittsburgh State football plays its regular season finale this Saturday at Northwest Missouri, but it feels like more than just a regular season game because the Gorillas likely need a win in order to earn a playoff spot.
That was my message to our guys in the locker room after the UCM losses. You're in playoff mode now. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's win or go home at this point. So for the last 2 weeks, I mean, there's no hiding that. So that 100%. I mean, I told our guys in the locker room, you're in playoff mode. This is round one of the playoffs for us, the way I look at it. I mean, we have to win to get in and keep our season going.
We know that this defense is tough. You know, they only allow 60, 70 yards rushing. First in the MIAA, they're pretty good. We just have to come out and score. We have to hit on what we put in this week.
Missouri Southern men's basketball was in action last night. The Lions dominate their home opener against Ozark Christian 109-79. 4 different players finished with double-figure points for Southern. Martin Macinas, Tyreek Jackson, Jamari Lawrence, and Isaiah Atwater. Lions' next game is at Quincy on Saturday. Pitt State men's hoops was also in action last night. The Gorillas are up in Kansas City taking part in the Bearcat Gorilla Classic. They fall 91-83 to UC Colorado Springs. That drops PSU's record to 1-2 on the season. Jeff Boshy's group is back in action tonight against William Jewell. That game tips off at 7. Well, still to come, hear how a new report calls out retailers for toxic chemicals and plastics. Plus, another check of that forecast and the roller coaster ride we're about to embark on when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 5:16 now on this Friday morning. And we are starting with this. We've got frost advisories in Oklahoma and a freeze warning in Benton County. All of these run through 8 o'clock this morning, so just a heads up on that today. As we head into the afternoon, remember yesterday we were in the 50s by noon. Today we will be in the low to mid 60s by noon as we start seeing temperatures warm up across the area. So one of our coldest starts this week. Going to lead to one of our warmer days, but it will continue to warm as we head into the weekend. Sunny skies will prevail, and we'll have a south-southeast wind at roughly 5 to 10 miles an hour. Now, as we head towards sunrise Saturday, we have a few more clouds out there. Still a chilly night, but as you can see, temperatures for most of us a bit above average as we go low to mid 40s, and we'll start seeing those partly cloudy skies. Additionally, the winds are going to begin to increase. In fact, they'll start to do that tonight, gusting up to 20, and as we head into Saturday, they'll be gusting up to 30. So again, Saturday is a day of deception. It will look like it's going to rain. With that south breeze bringing in some moist air, it might even smell like it's going to rain, but it will not do so on Saturday. In fact, we're not looking at rain chances until we head into Sunday. So Sunday, we start off partly cloudy, very mild. We're going to be in the 50s. In fact, our daytime highs are going to be above normal. Yes, by maybe 10, 12 degrees. Our overnight lows are going to reach points where they're going to be about 20 degrees above normal. Got cloudy skies by noon on Sunday, so mostly cloudy out there as we head into the evening. Here come those showers and maybe even a thunderstorm or two as we go overnight Sunday and into our Monday as well, with some additional thunderstorms expected as we head into Monday afternoon. All right, right now it is cold, but that's where we should be. About 37 in Joplin, southeast breeze at about 3 miles an hour, and temperatures across the area, they are a bit cold. We got warm spots, Yates Center, Chanute, Iola, low 40s. The rest of us, though, mid to upper 30s out there, except for Jay. Jay's sitting there a little colder at 33 degrees this morning. So, again, a seasonably cold start. The moon hiding behind where it says 8 a.m., but a great shot of it there before it vanished. We've got 42 to start, sunny skies. They continue into the morning hours, and we will be about 60 by 11 o'clock this morning. Highs today, most of us upper 60s. Couple of low 70s, absolutely possible out there. We head into the evening. Again, the winds will begin to increase. Clear skies continue. We're down to the low 40s tonight. And we go into our Saturday, again, upper 60s, maybe some low 70s. That continues into our Sunday. Then those evening showers and storms will build in. They'll continue into our Monday. And then the Arctic air arrives Tuesday. So there's still a lot of data to look at, okay? By Monday, I guarantee you we're going to have a much better fix on winter weather and if we're going to get anything. So still the Arctic air, upper 20s, low 30s overnight, highs upper 40s, low 50s. So any rain during the daytime will be rain. But if any of that rain continues into the late night or overnight hours, we could be looking again at maybe some freezing rain here and there. Nothing significant, but as you know, it doesn't take a lot to make the road slick. So for our morning commutes Thursday, Friday, maybe even into Saturday, definitely want to keep an eye on the roadways. We could have some slick spots out there. But again, no panic buying. We're not talking a major winter event by any means, but definitely our first taste of it by the middle of next week seems possible. Let's check your forecast. We're back with Health Watch right after this.
Topping Health Watch this morning. A health report shows how many people may have a debilitating condition and highlights who may not be getting help for it. A study published in the Lancet Medical Journal says more than 800 million adults worldwide have diabetes, which is nearly twice as many as previous estimates from the World Health Organization. Now, the study also says more than half of people 30 or older who have diabetes aren't receiving any treatment for it. The study finds the global population of those with diabetes has doubled since 1990 to 14%. The WHO says the study is alarming and urges more global policies for healthy diets, more physical activity, and better systems, detections, and treatment. Infant and maternal health nonprofit March of Dimes has given the U.S. a D+ grade for its high preterm birth rate. Now, this is the third year in a row the country has earned that grade in the organization's annual report card on U.S. maternal and infant health. Now, according to the March of Dimes, the rate of preterm birth, in which babies are born before 37 weeks gestation, was 10% last year. Now, that remained unchanged from 2022. Detroit had the highest rate of preterm births, with nearly 16% of births coming too early. Cleveland and Mobile, Alabama also had high rates, according to the report. Doctors say inadequate prenatal care is a major driver of preterm birth. The consumer product safety organization Toxic Free Future found some of the largest retailers in the U.S. and Canada have failed to protect consumers from hazardous chemicals and plastics. In its 2024 retailer report card, the nonprofit gave 17 companies an F grade, placing them in the Toxic Hall of Shame. According to the report, the lowest ranked retailers include McDonald's, Chipotle, Subway, Trader Joe's, Publix, Macy's, and Nordstrom. On average, most companies received a D+ grade. Only 5 of the top 50 retailers earned an A or an A-. Those include Apple, Sephora, Target, and Walmart. The retailers were graded on how committed they are to change, how easily consumers can tell what's inside their products, and how willing they are to ask manufacturers to get rid of a number of chemicals before stocking items on their shelves. Well, seasonal affective disorder affects millions of Americans, but many don't realize they experience this condition. As the mood changes, it can bring many severe and impact how a person feels, thinks, and acts. Amanda Gaither has the signs of this disorder and explains ways to help yourself cope with the symptoms.
The days are shorter and darker. The temperatures are getting colder. If you feel down this time of year, you're not alone.
It's extremely common in colder weather climates, especially this time of year, with symptoms beginning and intensifying throughout the winter and even into the spring.
Licensed clinical psychologist Adam Borland with Cleveland Clinic says a lack of sunlight can impact vitamin D levels and serotonin, which helps regulate mood, behavior, sleep cycle, and memory. It can lead to symptoms like sadness, loss of interest, fatigue, and fluctuating appetite. Borland says maintaining a healthy daily routine can help.
Going to bed around the same time, trying to get up around the same time, monitoring diet and any potential alcohol or other substance usage, engaging in physical exercise, making sure that you socialize, engage in any creative outlets.
Borland also suggests using a sun lamp, which can mimic natural light and help regulate the sleep cycle. He says medications can help treat symptoms of anxiety and depression, as can talk therapy. But it's also important for a person with seasonal affective disorder to stay connected to others.
It's very easy to kind of hibernate during this time of year, and you want to make sure that you engage in social outlets.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, Borland says when it comes to seasonal affective disorder, a person has to be honest with themselves about their symptoms. If it is impacting day-to-day functioning, he says not to isolate and to seek mental health treatment. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
And we've got a seasonably cold start to the day out there, but warmer temperatures on the way. The latest when we come back.
Right now at 5:30, Wildcat Glades in Joplin hosts a free lunch for veterans.
We've got a seasonably cold start to the day. It's going to be warmer later and more sunshine on the way. The latest in that forecast to get you out the door coming up.
Plus, extreme power sports in Webb City stuffs the truck with the donations for our Feed the Four States campaign.
The Four States Most Watched News starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:29. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now finally Friday, November the 15th here in the Four States. Now we are officially halfway through November.
How about that?
We are now also officially less than 2 weeks from Thanksgiving. We're 13 days away.
Which is exciting. I'm excited for it.
Oh,
I
me
love
too.
Thanksgiving.
Me too. My side of the family, we just do one big thing at Thanksgiving. So I always look forward to that every year. So and it's free food, man. I mean, it's mostly free food.
Yeah.
Because everybody brings their own thing, so you're not spending as much on the whole meal.
Food.
Lots of
Good
food. You're saving money by getting together, you know. It all works out in the end. It certainly is. But we still have a little bit before we get to that free food. So as you're heading out this morning, maybe for your breakfast sandwich or whatever it is you may be after, you're going to want to make sure you got the heat on because it is a bit cold. Quick look outside. Our camera downtown Pittsburgh. Of course, as we've discussed, the camera, it doesn't look cold, does it? Looks like a pretty nice night. Well, okay, the Christmas decorations kind of make it feel cold. But it looks great, but it is pretty chilly out there. Clear skies overhead. MoDOT camera 20th in range line. Looking good this morning as well. Everything is dry and clear. We do have frost advisories in Oklahoma and a freeze warning in Benton County. All of those running through 8 o'clock this morning, so something to keep in mind today. As we head through the afternoon, a southeast wind at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Yesterday at noon, we were in the 50s. Today at noon, we're going to be in the low 60s out there. And we're going to have even though we're having one of our colder starts of the week, we're going to have one of our warmer days of the week. Not the warmest. We've had some warm days, but it will still be pretty warm out there. It'll be warmer than it was yesterday as we head into the afternoon, and skies expected to remain clear. Temperatures this morning, seasonably cold, as I've mentioned. 37 Joplin, 36 in Pittsburgh. We do have some, some slightly warmer spots. Yates Center and Chanute now, both sitting at 41, as well as Monette and Cassville. That's where it's the warmest. The rest of us, mid-upper 30s this morning. Kids getting on the bus, we're looking at about the upper 30s. Sunny skies, winds expected to be light or calm as we head into the afternoon. No big gusts or anything today. South breeze 5 to 10, sunny skies 66. Winds will pick up later this evening, or more so overnight, start gusting up to 20. But through the day, not bad. Clear skies, upper 60s, maybe even a couple of low 70s out there. The warming trend will continue, especially for our overnights as we head into the weekend ahead of those rain chances and then that Arctic blast next week. Details on all of that in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you soon, Chris. Thanks. Well, the Joplin Association for the Blind held its annual chili and soup fundraiser yesterday. For $8, people could come in and grab some spaghetti, red or vegetable soup. Now, desserts were also available, and the organization says the funds raised through events like this make a lot of difference.
It would be harder. We would function, but it would be harder. You would be more limited, for things that you can do or the items that you can purchase for your low vision center.
The organization provides services for more than 7,000 adults with vision loss in an 80-mile radius. Well, veterans were invited out to Wildcat Glades for a free lunch yesterday. The event put on by the Newton and McDonald County Veterans Court served as another way to show appreciation for veterans and their service.
Unfortunately, some are not with their family around the holidays. With the holidays coming up, it's hard on their kids. Some don't make it back. And if nothing else, think of that. It really is important because they're the ones that are here doing it and give up a lot for us.
In addition to the free lunch, those in attendance were able to take part in activities like cornhole and axe throwing. Watered Gardens in Joplin served up its annual Empty Bowls event yesterday. People could come out and for a minimum $25 donation, enjoy a bowl of soup, take home a handcrafted pottery bowl, and help raise money for a good cause. The funds raised through the event help Watered Gardens feed the hungry in the community.
Community to take away the fact that they gave a donation and they're carrying a beautiful handcrafted bowl that they can take home with them, and every time they eat out of their bowl, and especially when their bowl is empty, they can remember that somewhere out there someone else's bowl is empty.
This marked the 12th year for the Empty Bowls event. Well, donations for our annual Feed the Four States event are coming in. Yesterday, Extreme Power Sports in Webb City gathered the donations it's received to deliver to the Cross Lines Ministries Food Pantry in Joplin. The food donated for this event goes a long way toward helping to feed the community.
This part of the season tends to just bring out the need. It's also very stressful for families with the extra seasonal expenses. Sometimes they choosing between food and other things that have come along. So donations like this are very helpful.
Extreme Power Sports is one of our Feed the Four States partners, and they'll be collecting food there until December 31st. Well, Pitt State's December grads celebrated the final weeks of their college journey at last night's Gorilla Grad Bash. Hosted by the university alumni and constituent relations, Fall 2024 graduates enjoyed street tacos, games, prizes, and a champagne toast at the Plaster Center. The first 100 attendees received a free Once a Gorilla, Always a Gorilla t-shirt, and the grads were reflected on their college experience.
So my experience at Pittsburgh State University was actually really great. My parents actually went, well, my mom went here, and the education program is really nice because I'm an elementary education major, so it's pretty great.
It was a very nice experience staying in the Pittsburgh. It's a very peaceful city, first of all, and the course structure over here is really helpful for me.
December commencement ceremonies take place Friday, December 13th. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Thick smog covers some parts of Asia due to cooler temperatures causing air pollution to rise. Plus, Iran proxy groups in the Middle East have ramped up attacks on U.S. forces. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Topping World Watch, Santa Claus is working hard as the Christmas season approaches. Now he's answering letters from children around the world Thursday. And some lucky children got to meet him and hand their letters to him directly at a special post office in Germany. Now it's part of a holiday program organized by the Dutch Post. Just last year, Santa answered 300,000 letters sent from kids worldwide. Santa's responses are written in various languages, even Braille, and include a special Santa postmark. Letters sent to the post office address in Himmelport, Germany from November 14th to December 8th will be personally answered if recipients include a return address. Air pollution is soaring in parts of Southeast and South Asia. India, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Thailand are all dealing with thick smog covering some of their cities. Air pollution in the area typically worsens in the winter because of seasonal burnt crop residue, which traps smoke in when cooler temperatures drop. Now, high auto emission in places where more people live usually worsens the smoke for cities. New Delhi's air quality in particular went into a severe category. Some of the city's air quality levels are 50 times higher than the World Health Organization's recommended safe limit. Studies show that over 1 million Indians die each year because of air pollution-related diseases. The U.S. military is fighting back after terrorist groups aligned with Iran went on the offensive in recent days. Jennifer Griffin has the latest from the Pentagon.
Since the U.S. election, Iran proxy groups in the Middle East have ramped up attacks on U.S. forces, and the Biden administration has responded with immediate retaliatory strikes in both Syria and Yemen, a more muscular response than we've seen in the past year. Using the F-35C stealth fighter jets for the first time ever in combat, U.S. Central Command carried out strikes on Houthi targets in Yemen on November 9th and 10th, taking out Iranian weapons storage facilities.
We continue to take capabilities off the map for them. So while we continue to see aggression from the Houthis, we continue to take capabilities away.
The F-35Cs took off from the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier. The F-35C is the world's only long-range stealth strike fighter designed and built to take off and land on U.S. Navy aircraft carriers. Undeterred, the Houthis then launched 8 one-way attack drones, 5 anti-ship ballistic missiles, and 4 anti-ship cruise missiles at 2 U.S. guided missile destroyers, the USS Stockdale and the USS Spruance, as they transited the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. The warship successfully engaged and defeated the Houthi attack with no damage to the ship or injuries to U.S. service members. In the past week, Iranian proxy groups carried out 3 separate attacks in Syria. On Sunday, there were 2 separate attacks on the U.S. base known as Green Village in northeast Syria. One attack involved a drone. The second involved indirect rocket fire from 2 rockets. Within hours, U.S. Central Command conducted airstrikes against 9 targets at 2 locations associated with these attacks. Rockets were then fired at U.S. patrol base al-Shaddadi in northeast Syria on Tuesday.
And that's a look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 544 on this Friday morning. We're starting with this. Again, a quick reminder, we have frost advisories in Oklahoma and a freeze warning in Benton County. All of these running through 8 o'clock this morning. On the future track, though, we are going to be warmer today. Even though we've got a pretty chilly start, we are warmer than yesterday. Low 60s already by noon, and we're going to have those highs pushing into the upper 60s out there. We'll have a southeast breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour and otherwise clear skies. Now, as we head into our Saturday towards sunrise, clouds will start to increase a bit. We're going to go partly cloudy out there. We'll have a slightly warmer night tonight, and then temperatures overnight really start to ramp up, thanks in part to the cloud cover. But the daytime highs, while we will be above normal, they won't be as warm, or as far above normal, I should say, as the overnight lows. So we're looking at daytime highs into the weekend being maybe about 10 degrees above normal, but overnight lows upwards of 20 degrees above normal. So not much change between the highs and the lows into the weekend. So again, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies through the day Saturday. Winds will be picking up out of the south, gusting upwards of 30. And as we head into Sunday, we're going to start the day partly cloudy again, and then we'll see the clouds thicken back up by late morning into the afternoon, and it'll still be a bit on the breezy side. We'll have that south wind out there. Temperatures still above normal, and then as we head into Sunday evening, I ran through every day of the week here, we're going to start to see a few showers out there, and then eventually we could see some scattered thunderstorms as well. At this point, we're not anticipating any severe weather, but we are keeping our eye on the possibility of maybe a stronger storm or two, small hail, some gusty winds. Especially as we head into Monday. But at least Sunday night into Monday, all we're looking at this point is just a few scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. Right now in Joplin, there's the moon, very bright, very full, 37. Southeast winds at about 3. And across the area, we've had some warmer spots into the 40s. So we've got Yates Center, Chanute, both at 41. Everyone else mid to upper 30s for the most part, with the exception of Jay, still sitting at 33. As we go through the morning, low 40s to start, sunny skies, 60 by 11 o'clock. Clear skies, again, continuing, south winds 5 to 10, upper 60s, maybe even a couple of low 70s for our highs out there today. Heading into the evening, clear skies out there, winds picking up tonight, gusting toward upwards of 20 out of the south, but lows back into the low 40s. Then over the next 10 days, the changes really start to pick up. So here's those overnight lows I'm talking about. Take a look at these, into the 50s, but not much difference from the daytime highs out there. So that's why our overnight lows are going to be much warmer than our highs. Evening showers and storms Sunday into Monday. Keep an eye on Monday for you. Again, not anticipating anything significant, but maybe a stronger storm or two in the afternoon. Then that Arctic air arrives Tuesday, down into the upper 20s, low 30s for our lows for a few nights. High is only into the upper 40s and low 50s. And again, we're watching those rain chances out there. They're not the world's greatest rain chances, but they're there. But during the day, if it does rain, it's expected to be liquid precipitation, not frozen, because it'll be warm enough for it to be rain. But if any of the rain showers persist into the overnight, maybe some light freezing rain will be possible. So not anticipating a significant winter weather event, so don't go buying all the eggs and milk and bread, but just be prepared for maybe some slick spots for our morning commutes Thursday and Friday as we head into next week. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Well, if you're impatient for the big movies opening later this month, there are some unusual alternatives headed to theaters this weekend. David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
The Fifth Element back on the big screen. The 1997 sci-fi action comedy starring Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich is returning to theaters as one of Fathom Events' big screen classics, Sunday, November 17th and Wednesday, November 20th. Get your multi-pass at fathomevents.com. Theater fans are getting their own big screen treat, the classic musical Kiss Me Kate, filmed live on the London stage. The curtain rises in select theaters on Sunday, November 17th and Wednesday, November 20th. More info and tickets at kissmekatecinema.com.
I want mission-specific training, cash, and a new identity.
Have you lost your mind?
I want to find and kill the people who murdered my wife.
I don't think you could beat a 90-year-old nun in an arm wrestling match.
But he does have a particular set of skills. Oscar winner Rami Malek plays a brilliant CIA cryptographer bent on revenge in The Amateur. The first trailer for the action thriller just dropped. The Amateur opens in theaters April 11th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, a bevy of new, truly mind-blowing images are shedding new light on the solar system's biggest planet and doing it in the most eye-popping way possible. Jerry Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
Newly released images showing Jupiter in unprecedented high-resolution detail are, how do I put this, mind-blowingly brain-melting. Hyperactive hyperbole aside, you've likely never seen the solar system's largest planet looking like this, and it all comes courtesy of NASA's Juno spacecraft on its 66th flyby of the gas giant. The craft is constantly beaming back images that are impressive in their own right, but select ones are then processed by citizen scientists to bring out color, atmospheric highlights, and details. NASA says images like these not only provide a spectacular look at Jupiter's swirling, turbulent atmosphere, but also countless revelations about the inner workings of this massive and mysterious planet. Another feast for the senses is unfolding in Amsterdam as art technicians are slowly and painstakingly working to restore Rembrandt's famous 1642 masterwork, The Night's Watch, and all in front of a captive audience. The intricate work is taking place behind glass at the Rijksmuseum as the restorers delicately remove old varnish from the massive 12 by 14 foot painting before carefully re-preserving it with new varnish. It's a project years in the making, and it's now unfolding in real time. Finally, to poetry in motion in the depths of the ocean, where researchers say they've discovered a new species of sea slug, and it's unlike anything they've ever seen. The team at Mbari Research says they first spotted the captivating creature and its clear hood, finger-like tails, and glowing organs way back in 2000, but only recently officially classified it as a new species in a published study. It now has a name, but has been nicknamed more accessibly the mystery mollusk. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Certainly an incredible discovery. And how about those photos of Jupiter? Unbelievable. Stick around. We'll be right back. Well, 3 sun bears are devouring a massive white pumpkin as the fall season nears an end. The animals at the Royal Burger Zoo in Arnhem, Netherlands, quickly opened up the more than 1,700-pound pumpkin. The giant vegetable was a popular photo backdrop for a restaurant in the area, but its owner offered to donate the gourd as it came to the end of its display period. It's a special treat in addition to the bear's diet of insects, fruit, and honey. Well, shine up your bun pan and heat up your oven because today is National Bundt Cake Day. This delicious observance is held every year on November 15th. The dessert gets its distinctive form from the shape of a bundt pan, and according to nationaldaycalendar.com, the mold of the pan was inspired by a traditional European fruit cake called Gugelpuff, probably. Cookware company Nordic Ware popularized the bundt mold design in the 1950s and 60s and trademarked the name bundt. You can get generic versions sold under names like Fluted Tube Pants.
Oh, bundt cakes. Okay. We are looking at sunny skies today. Low 40s, 60 by 11 o'clock this morning, and as we head into the afternoon, it's all right. It's upper 60s, maybe even some low 70s. South breeze about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Winds increasing overnight, so through the evening, still not bad. We'll be in the low 40s, so a bit above normal, and those south winds gusting to 20. They'll start gusting upwards of 30 tomorrow, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Upper 60s, low 70s again Saturday, Sunday. Evening showers and thunderstorms late Sunday into Monday. Arctic air arrives on Tuesday. Scattered rain showers Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, as even though we're colder, our highs will still be warm enough that this will be rain. But if it continues into the evening or overnight hours when it gets pretty cold, could see some bits of maybe some freezing rain out there, but not expecting anything significant, but could lead to some slick spots Thursday and Friday morning, and we will remain chilly heading into next weekend. That's checking your forecast. We'll be back with more right after this.